I've got to go. I've got to. I'm safe? Question mark.
Gas is closing in.
Look at bounty, please. He literally backed out.
Well done.
I'm pissed.
I'm going towards loadout, dude.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that like Stockton. Just joshing. I'm spending this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. I can put the ball in the end zone, put a bad in the friend zone. Sound like an intro jet song, give me that tempo. Toe pool here.
All right, so we are about to kick it off. It is time for the requested and highly anticipated by fans and friends, well, quote-unquote fans, mostly just friends, the Warzone educational commentary / tutorial with Stowe Treason. So welcome, what's poppin'? I hope y'all enjoy. All right, so me and the boys, we like to land boneyard a lot. That's one of the things that I would recommend if you're not really a great player, is to pick somewhere that you feel comfortable landing and get as comfortable as possible. We all land boneyard just about every single game that we play together. You see it when it's me, Spidey Sense, Space Jam, and well, you know, Johnny Sins. And we most of the time land in boneyard, and we're all pretty comfortable moving around and looting, and that's an important part of the early game. You want to loot, you want to get cash as fast as possible if you don't have a scav, so you can get a loadout. Getting your loadout early game is the most important thing, whether you're playing solos, duos, trios, quads, whatever, and that's what we're doing right here. We're going to grab our loadout. This game I decided to go with the Kilo and the MAC-10, both a little bit of throwback guns that might be coming back into the fold a little bit, and figured I'd give them a little chance, see if I could pepper some people up. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to go on top of the building. I know a lot of people like to land on the train, so once I saw the train going by on the mini-map, I figured we'd get up here and get some pics on the people who are actually up there. Don't mind me shooting out at that rock. That's I remember I thought I saw the guy jump off the train and run over there, so I was trying to hit him. You see, he downs my boy, but I keep shooting at him even though I can't see him. There are these things that you know, we're doing this for the really trash players out there. There are certain things that you can wall bang through. Wall banging is when you shoot through an object and you still hit a person. Now that car just pulled up on our boy, so we're gonna turn around. We're gonna burn. We got one down. There's a second down. He downed one of them. We're about to try to finish that kill. And this is the part where we get the comm from our boy Jamal. He says he's healing, push. So we finish one of them. That way, if they have self-res, it's a 1v2. That's more handleable. And then we get the final kill right here. Now, in that fight right there, we see the car pull up. So our first thing automatically, whether they get out of the car or not, is to turn and shoot at them, right? We don't want anyone being near us. If we're on the back foot, it's a bad look. So we're going to turn around. We're going to start shooting right away. That's what I did. And I kept something between me and them. There was some little bit of cover that I had blocking me off. That way they had to hit my head, and I could just shoot freely wherever I wanted. Now, the second piece is that I pushed up on him once it was a 1v1 and he was weak. I knew he was weak because my teammate called out that he was healing, so I pushed. Now, we know that there's people probably going to land back in on their loot, so I decided to take a look back. Unfortunately, stepping away from my shots, I walked right into his sniper bullet. You'll see right here, he would have missed, but I walked into the crosshair. It's a tough scene, but it be like that sometimes. Kane Brown wrote a song about that, you know, sometimes it be like that. Now, this hop-up is one of the best hop-ups you can jump up on in the gulag in the game, in my opinion. And for that, that's the reason. The reason for that is because if they're coming bottom left, you're going to hear a deeper footstep sound, whereas if they're coming top left, it's going to sound a bit more echoey. So if they're coming from the left, you know where to look. You know if you're going to look up or down. If they're coming straight across the mid to the right, like they push straight up to the tank, you're going to have shots on them between the crate and the tank, or they're going to come right up to where the flag is and you're going to see it right away. Now, one of the important things when you come back, whether you have all your teammates, it's just you, whatever, is to get everyone back in the game, obviously. So a supply run, in my opinion, is the best way to do that. I'm not going to waste 3 minutes flying around with the most wanted when I could get a vehicle, a supply run, and I could do 2 supply runs in, I don't know, probably a minute and a half, 2 minutes. What's the point in flying around for a little bit of extra cash? It's not worth it to me. So the next thing that we're going to do after we got the whole squad back in the game, like I said earlier, loadout is your best friend. It is the most important thing to have in the game. Now, for some of the lower level players, loadout's not going to be as important. Your guns aren't going to be as good, but it's still important to have guns that you're comfortable using. And I'm always more comfortable using a gun that I built, whether it's trash or not, than a gun that I pick up on the floor. And the reason I'm heart beating, right, is because A, there were 3 loadout crates there. So if you remember, we ran out there or drove out there, we saw all 3. That means that there's multiple teams within 200 meters of us. So we're going to take our time, make sure that there's no one immediately on us, but we can also hear shooting from the top of the hotel buildings. And you see that flare means that someone just bought back at that buy station. So the first thing we want to do is we want to look out to that buy station and see if anyone flies in. And we do get someone flying in, so we'll get a couple shots on him at least, weaken him up a bit. Now we want to reset a little bit. Remember, like I said, there are some people up top. Well, being directly beneath people that have high ground is always a bad move. 2 things that are always going to be important in a fight are A, your skill, how well you move, how well you shoot, how well you do X, Y, Z. But the second thing is going to be positioning. Y'all have watched me play. Don't have the best accuracy in the world, but the positioning, the plays, that's the stuff that's important. Now I know that he's looking down on my teammate, so we're just going to try to mount up, look at him right here, get a couple shots off. I'm going to rotate to a different window because we know that he's got teammates up there. I shot the helicopter. I thought that was a teammate. But he's got teammates up there, or if he's, not an idiot, he knows where I was shooting him from, so maybe shooting from a different window, he's not looking at me and I can get some more free shots. Even if you don't down him, and plus if you down him from down here, you're probably not going to get the finish. But even if you don't down him, you're wasting his plates. That way next time you get to start the fight, he's a little weaker. It's the same thing we're doing right there. He got down from someone up on the hill. Someone far, I believe it's northeast from where we were. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reposition because I don't want to be stuck between the 2 of those teams. So I get up to the closest high ground I can get to actually having the high ground. And that's this hospital, unfortunately, is still pretty low ground. And it goes against what I said earlier about being directly beneath the team with high ground. But sometimes drastic times call for drastic measures. So we're going to drop beneath, pull the chute so we don't die to fall damage, as I have a bit of a tendency to do. And if you hold your aim down sight button and then press whatever it be, square, I think for Xbox it's X, but it might be Y, to open a door, you peek the door. So it opens a lot more quietly so that no one knows that I'm down there. So what we're going to do is we're going to send up to the top. And this was kind of tough timing, and precision got called right away, so I didn't get to plan an attack. I just kind of downed one and then had to retreat immediately. I'm lucky I didn't die, but they were scared of the precision, and the precision's what got my full kill. So luckily we went up, we got that team down member. So it's now a 3v2 fight, and we remember from earlier that they got sniped from the hill. And in that part right there, you can't hear it because I kind of muted the game audio. They were shooting up at the hill, and that's where they got precision from. Now, how do I know that? It's because A, it's an enemy precision. So I know my teammates didn't hit it from my right, and B, the way that it comes into the map. Those circles with the crosshairs in them, they come in this situation from, I think that's west to east, right? So we know that they're up there. The next call out that we get, can't hear it again, is that my teammate says they're in the tunnel, I downed one. So I'm going to hop in this car, get to the tunnel to aid him as fast as possible. We're going to get over there. He gets a live ping on one, you see. And he's calling out right now that he's out of ammo, but he's got one down and we've got a car. And sometimes your weapons aren't your best weapon. Sometimes a vehicle's your best weapon. We get a nice little team wipe right here, running both of them over. That provides us time to reset from that team that's still up on top of hospital, to get some more ammo because Jamal called out that he was out of ammo, and to look for the next team. That should always be your move when you finish the fight. The first move is not to do what I just did. I know, I just messed up. I did it wrong. You don't just want to go loot a body. Always look around for the next team because another team might be looking at the loot of the person you just killed. Now, if I was this guy up top, right, if I'm camping up top, which, we as gamers say we hate campers, but we all have a propensity to do it, I would be looking out towards where I just heard the car driving by, towards where I think there might be a team, and maybe they have a UAV. So that's the reason that I looked up there in the first place, is if I was up there, I know that I would be peeking over all the edges trying to find people. And so I figured, hey, at some point he might be over there and I might be able to get shots on him. Now we see him running right to left. He knows that we're there now. He's broken armor, but we don't have enough time really in this small little gap to get any good shots on him. So this is where it becomes all about positioning again, right? Again, my shot wasn't the best. I could have downed him right away, but I didn't. So what we're going to do is we're going to reset our position until we can find a better shot and make this fight more in our favor. We can get a 3v2, maybe a 3v1 if I'm lucky. Now we piece up armor, absolutely destroy one and hit him for whites, and then we take a couple plates off of another guy. this little head glitch right here, right? They can only shoot our head. That's what a head glitch is, just for those of you who don't know. Now we're going to push shots on them. So it's a head glitch because this sign protects the lower half of my body, while the upper half of my body I can shoot the gun over it and still hit them. And the only part of me is exposed is my head, so it requires your opponent to have much better aim. Now again, we're working them angles, right? We swing out to the left, see if we can catch them lacking where they wouldn't be looking for us. And we're going to swing back over the door because we hear shooting, right? They're shooting out of the staircase and down at people on the left. So once we finish this fight, or at least, put a dent in this fight, we should probably look bottom left. Now, whether or not that's what we do, I can't guarantee it to you, but I know there's people there. Now, we laser one right here, and again, we wall bang them. That's a wall that you can shoot people through and do damage. So we're going to take full advantage of that. We get one down, so it's 3v2 now. This is probably one of the more brain dead plays you'll see in the game, right? Is that as soon as I got that kill, I pushed up on top of the building that they were on. And they're not there anymore, thankfully, but that's not always something you should do. Now, the reason I keep looking out here is because we had popped the UAV, and I saw that there were two teams fighting out this way, which means that one team had to have won, and so someone's going to be coming in. And there's one. And where the rest of his team is, I don't know, but I'm going to keep putting a little bit of pressure on him. But remember, you don't want to put too much if you're only seeing one guy and it's just you, because then the rest of the team could fry you. And in this situation, that's a completely different team. But they still roll up on top of the building and get me. They caught me lacking, shooting the other way, and that's how they knew it was their time to push. If you're camping in a building and you're trying to get up to high ground and you hear someone shooting the other way, that's your directed to go push them. Now, thankfully, my teammates were able to complete a little contract here, get a little, well, not complete a contract, but just get some extra cash to get the boy back. And we instantly try to remember right where we died so that we can get our stuff. Because remember, loadout, not a dog, loadout is a man's best friend. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to load out. We're going to try to get some of the ammo and stuff from the guys that our teammates killed on top of that building. Remember, we had one down, the two of them pushed up, just got the last guy, so all their loot should be on the roof. So I can get my guns back, I can get ammo, armor plates, all of it. Now what we're going to do is, we see the circle shrinking, we're going to check places that aren't in the zone. There are always going to be people sitting not in the zone, pushing into the zone, like this guy. This guy just came back from the gulag probably, didn't have his guns, and is camping the loadout, not camping the loadout, just trying to get his loadout. And I made a mistake right there, okay? When you finish your shots on a guy, so, I break his armor, right? I can't finish the kill. I need to step out of visibility to reload. That way no one has time to line up a shot on me. I didn't do it there, and I paid the price for it. Now here what we're doing the exact same thing. That guy that we just put shots on bottom left, we're looking and thinking, that's out of zone. There might be a team there that needs to push into zone. So let's just see if we can get anybody. Now what you're about to see in this gunfight coming up is completely my fault. I have this guy on heartbeat, that's how I know he's there. Put some good shots on him and I'm able to down him. There was a glitch when I picked up the armor satchel that said I had one plate. So I put one plate on, and I didn't put anything else on because I didn't think I had any more. So when I get down here and I down him, I don't have enough plates to turn and burn on this guy. So I have to retreat, and I end up dying for it. Thankfully, the teammates are able to clutch up right here. We see nice little Space Jam 088 coming out, down in the guy that got John, and then a nice little spray transfer to a self-revive guy. So we got it. What you want to do if you're dead? Don't over-communicate, but to be fair, you do want to give them as much information as possible. When they're in a situation like this, top 7, it can be a little stressful, especially for people who haven't really been there too much. If you're watching this video, and I don't know, the best place you'd come in is 11th, Murphamania. You want to communicate to your teammates. So right here, I tell them, okay, guys, there's 4 teams, 7 people. Take out you guys, that means there's 3 teams with 5 people. So it's probably a 3v2v2, or a 3v3, or no, that's the only possibility that it could be, because it's trios. So right now, they have high ground. Final zone, you always want to have high ground. And they got lucky. The zone pulled to them. So when the zone moves, the safe zone moves out of the safe zone at this late point in the game, you kind of just got to hope you get lucky and that it lines up behind you, and so that you can put shots on people who are going to move into the zone. Now, one of the important things here is to always keep something between you and where the rest of the circle is, especially if you're moving on the front edge of the zone. So what Jamal does right here is not only does he put walls and a full building between himself and where everyone else is coming from, but he gets height. High ground is king. You can look down and shoot people, and it's so much harder for people to look up and shoot you. So Jamal gets 1 kill right there, transfers, gets another knock. It's beautiful. All right, he's just about to finish the kill. So we're looking at a 1v2 right now. It's technically a 2v2. Then it's 2v1. And the last guy dies his own. So we're looking at Jamal versus one. Now he can only come out from one place, and that's where Jamal just came from. So he's going to turn around right here, look where he came from, and just instantly start putting shots around that corner. That's how you win those games. You need to keep in mind the positioning of where your opponent's going to be. And in this situation, Jamal does a good job of it, puts good shots on our man, and is able to clutch out the dub. And I hope this helped. That's the commentary.
Let's go, baby. Oh, daddy. Look at, they show him first. Son. And redheaded stepchild.
Child, I think you meant. With 1 kill.